We're here with a new segment, which we're working title, calling it The Voice of Reason, a little more long-form conversation about issues of substance. I'm here with my professor, Chris Herbert from Harvard University, who taught me a lot about social housing. Chris, can you tell us about yourself and what social housing is?
Sure. So I'm Chris Herbert. I'm the managing director of Harvard's Joint Center for Housing Studies. I'm an economist who studies housing markets and housing policy. And I taught class this past fall on social housing. So people always say, what is social housing? And very briefly, I would say what social housing is housing that is owned and managed with the express purpose of providing affordable housing and not necessarily providing profit. So the whole goal of managing this housing is keep costs to residents down as low as possible and make that housing then available to a really broad range of people. So the housing is social both in the sense that it's for a social purpose and it's intended to serve a broader range of society.
Can you tell me, what is the difference between what you would call social housing and what we call affordable housing in America?
What's different about social housing is that it's not as deeply subsidized, and so we're not going to be able to get rents down so low that people with extremely low income can afford. But we're going to provide some public support to be able to make that housing affordable to people, say, making 60, 70, 80% of area median income. And then we're going to make that housing available to a broad range of people, and it allows for rents that are below market rates, but still affordable to a broader range of people.
Well, we have a lot of the community land trusts in Somerville, at least we're trying to expand that, and we are talking about doing social housing in Somerville as well. A couple of things that stood out to me when I learned about this idea is one, that it can help pay for itself over time. So you don't get an affordable housing project that falls into disrepair and the government's constantly sinking money into it. It is available for all income ranges and it pays for itself.
Again, it goes back to the notion that the social piece of it is that it's owned by either a public entity or a nonprofit entity whose mission is purely to provide affordable housing in perpetuity. And so if over time we pay down the debt on that property, we're able to then lower the rents, that's what we do.
So what do you think the challenges would be to make this happen now?
I think that, as much as people are trying to come up with ways to pay for this housing in ways that are renewable, revolving loan funds, we put an infusion in up front and then that money stays in the system, it still requires some upfront subsidy. So one of the things is we have to get the political will to say we're going to devote a pretty significant amount of money to this program.
Final question. What do I do? I'm a state senator in Massachusetts. How do I make this happen? What are we going to do to get it done in Massachusetts?
Well, I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier, is that we're going to have to put some money into this in the upfront basis to create it. There was the 2024 housing bill. There was a social housing pilot that has not yet been, the money hasn't been authorized for it. So one thing you can do, Matt, when you get in there is you can advocate for the state to actually fund that pilot and give some money to some localities to be able to acquire housing that's going to be managed and owned as social housing and begin to build a portfolio, begin to show, so you can go out and point and say that project over there is owned by the city of Somerville and it's affordable housing, it's serving a broad range of incomes, and look how good quality it is. And as you have that example, both in terms of the physical housing and in the financial deal, and say, hey, the state's getting a pretty good return on its dollar, we can do it again. So I think you've got to advocate for that money, advocate for those pilots, and we'll have to keep the concept and build from there.
I have my assignment. Thank you, Professor. Thank you for teaching me about this concept and for bringing this concept to a whole new generation of people. I think we need to think outside the box to address this affordability